Where'd they come from? I turned my back for 2 seconds and the room filled up.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a good thing. Well, the young lady sitting at the keyboard, her name is D-A-W-N, Dawn, like when the sun actually came up this morning.
That's right.
I don't know how, but it did.
Nice to see you all.
Here's Dawn, yes indeed. And my name is Dick. But let's see, D-I-C, yes, oh, good. I was afraid I was going to have to learn something new. This young lady is Samantha, and we call her the kitten on the keys. Now we do that because, well, as you can see, she's a kitten, and these are keys.
That's right.
Stop it. That tickles. She's a tickler. And this young gentleman over here with a headache, that would be Mr. Monkey. Now, Mr. Monkey had a rough night, if you know what I'm saying. But when when he feels better, we're going to ask him to do a dance because he is one of the 6 living dancing monkeys in the world.
Yeah.
He particularly likes polkas, so we may be able to get him to do a polka. It's hard to tell. He's a union monkey, and, well, they kind of do what they want. So, there you are. Oh, now, if you were hoping to hear that music that the kids listen to on the radio, you're out of luck. We don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
However, we do stuff from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, things of that nature. So there we are. And what would you like to
I'm
start?
going to start off with a little Dixieland style number, and we hope you like it.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
here's one that we hope you'll enjoy, and you can sing along if you know the words. When you're smiling. When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain, so stop your crying. Be happy again when you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. next one is a big bouquet of roses.
Oh, I like that. That was my mom's big one. My mother
I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. And as the door of love between us closes, the tears will fall like petals when we part. I begged you to be different, but you'll always be untrue. I'm tired of forgetting, now there's nothing left to do. So I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. And as the door of love between us closes, the tears will fall like petals when we part. I begged you to be different, but you'll always be untrue. I'm tired of forgiving, now there's nothing left to do. So I'm sending you a big bouquet of roses, one for every time you broke my heart. Thank you so very much. Three great older songs in a row.
Hey, did you hear that applause?
I did.
When you applaud like that, do you know what I do? I tape record it. I know you think the guy's crazy.
Wonderful.
No, I don't go home and turn the taped applause on and listen to it till I fall asleep. What I do is, tomorrow when we do the show, what if they don't like it? Doesn't make any difference. I tape your applause, I play it back, it makes it seem as if they like it. So you helped us out and you didn't even know it. I should point out it was the cat's idea.
Yes.
She's very smart.
She has some wonderful ideas.
Oh, she's full of it, them. Yes, be that as it may.
All right.
Alrighty, I'm gonna have a little bit of.
How about a little bit of magic? The
How about
leprechauns are here today.
Most magicians learn magic from other magicians. So you'll have a little 10-year-old fella, and he's being taught by an older gentleman. Maybe he did magic for years and years. That's not how I learned. I went to my good friends, the leprechauns, and nobody knows more about magic than the leprechauns. So they taught me all this stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But for instance, now, we all have our problems, don't we? No, I'm not a drunk. but I do lose things. Now, I never lost anything large. I never lost the house, the car. I lose little things, pens, keys, coins, things of that nature. And when I do, there are certain individuals, I won't mention any names, who make my life miserable. Well, I said I didn't want to mention any names. At any rate, I went to my good friends, the leprechauns, and I said, I lose things. And when I do, I get in trouble. And I'm wondering, could you help me out? And the leprechaun said, there's no problem. Of course we can. What did you lose? And I said, well, I lost my $4,000 Rolex watch. And they said, oh, you did lose something, didn't you? But the good news is, if it'll fit inside the magic box, we can make it reappear. I said, what magic box? They said, why, this one, of course. Now, it's made of wood from the forests of Europe, and it's very expensive. And I said, it's not only expensive, but it seems to have a lot of doors. They said, why don't you open it up? Well, it had a door in the top, and another door in the top, and another door in the top, a door in the front, another door in the front. And I said, what's inside? And they said, nothing. Well, be that as it may, this gentleman right here. Sir, would you just look inside and tell me, do you see anything in there? All right, gentleman says no. So just to reiterate, I lied and he swore to it. So I said to the leprechauns, how do I get my watch back? And they said, well, you need the finding block. And I said, what's a finding block? They said, it's a yellow carved wooden block made by the teeny-weeny hands of the leprechauns themselves. And I just happened to have it right here, handy. So I said, what do I do with the block? And they said, well, if you want to get back that missing watch, what you do is you close the doors of the box, and then you take the block and you put it inside, and then you close the other doors, and you pick the box up, and you snap your fingers 3 times, and you say the magic words, Sima Lama Bean. And when you open the box, the yellow block will have disappeared. I said, that's ridiculous. These folks saw me put it right inside the box a moment ago. It can't possibly have disappeared. It's gone. Oh. Well, at any rate, I said to the leprechauns, well, that's very impressive, but you said you'd help me get my watch back. And they said, did you look inside, you fool? I said, oh, look at this. It's my $4,000 Rolex watch that I lost 2 weeks ago. And that's it. Ooh, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. There it is. If you don't mind, I'll take just one moment and put it on. I haven't been able to tell time for the last 2 weeks. Let's see, it says, it says we've gone over. They owe us extra money. I just thought I'd throw that in.
He's just kidding.
Well, I said to the leprechauns, now I'm very happy to have back my watch, but the next time I lose something, this is useless because the yellow block is gone. And they said, did you read the note, you idiot? I said, what note? They said, the note inside the box. Oh, look at this, there's a note inside the box. Let's see if we can get it out. Probably not. Come out. Oh, it's a fighter, but I've got it. There it is. Now, it says, well, I don't know what it says. It's in leprechaun. Can anyone read leprechaun? Let's see. And I know it, they're all sitting there, oh, please, God, don't let him pick me. I know, because that's what I used to do. But at any rate, let's see. Yes, indeed. Here. Now, no one will make fun of you if you can't read this, but just give it a try, just in case.
Inside brown paper bag.
Give this woman a hand. How many people do you know that can read leprechaun? Not only that, but she had the note upside down. Yes, well, be that as it may. So you said inside brown paper bag.
Yes.
I don't suppose anyone brought their lunch in a brown paper. No, I don't suppose you did. Oh, there's a brown paper bag. Well, it's a little brown paper bag. And it looks like the one you get at the baseball game with the hot roasted peanuts. I haven't eaten today. So if there are hot roasted peanuts in this bag, I will partake of a few. And, look at this. Hot roasted peanuts.
Ooh, yummy.
Oh, it's one. Well, it wouldn't be polite to eat in front of you, would it? But I know someone that loves peanuts. Mr. Monkey.
Mr. Monkey
here you
loves
are.
them.
I want you to hold on to that. That's a boy. Very good. And you said inside brown paper bag. Apparently, you were right. Isn't that amazing? Yes, no, it's all right. Give her a hand. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Now, if you're like me and you lose things, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, I wish I had one of those little gizmos. Then the next time I lose my car keys or whatever, why, all I'd have to do is take the block and put it inside the box and close the doors and say the magic words and so on and so on. Well, there's good news. You can have one of these lovely boxes and they're only $350. So I'll go out to the van and get some. I'm sure everybody's going to want one. All right, I'm lying through my teeth. There's only one and it's not for sale, but I thought you might enjoy seeing how it worked. And besides, I got my watch back, so everything worked out lovely. And that's pretty much the way it works, all right? It's all right. It's okay? It's all right. Close the box. Who can tell me who said that? On television many years ago? Senior Wences. It's all right? It's okay. And I thank you for watching that.
Thank you for watching. Oh,
Yeah.
that was fun.
I
We did. And thanks to the leprechauns, in honor of the leprechauns, we'd like to do I'm Looking Over a Four-Leaf Clover. And we'd like you all to sing if you know the words.
If you don't know the words, do what I do. Make something up. I'm looking over the four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One leaf is sunshine, second is rain, third is roses that fill in the lane. No need explaining, no one remains. There's someone that I adore. I'm looking over the four-leaf clover that I overlooked before.
Once again, I'm looking over a
Four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One leaf is sunshine, second is rain, third is the roses that grew in the lane. No need explaining, no one remains. There's someone that I adore. I'm looking over the four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Sort of like a poor man's St. Patrick's Day, and a little late or early, depending. Yes, now, at this time, we'd like to take just a moment. It was mentioned earlier that the Cultural Council provided the money for us to be here. And we appreciate that. And so I have a little deal with the Cultural Council. I said, if I read this sign at the beginning of the show, giving credit to the Cultural Council, I wonder, could you give me an extra $5? And they said, yeah, we could do that. And then I said, what if I got the audience to read it aloud with me? They said, oh, we'd give you an extra 5 for that. So there's 10 right there without hardly doing anything. Now I've got my little pointer here. Oh, there we are. This program is supported in part by a grant from the Templeton Cultural Council. Do you know where that is? A local agency which is supported by the Massachusetts Cultural Council, a state agency. In God we trust. Well, be that as it may, they're the lovely folks that, made this possible, and we thank them kindly, and I suspect you do as well. So there you are.
Yes. Thank you very much, dear.
Indeed, indeed, indeed.
All right. Now, Anne Murray made a very beautiful recording of this song, Could I Have This Dance? And I'd like to sing it for you.
Oh, sad one.
They like that one, too.
Used to dance that with my husband. He loves that one.
I'll always remember the song they were playing the first time I danced, and I knew as we swayed to the music and held to each other, I fell in love with you. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? I'll always remember that magic moment when I held you close to me. As we walked together, I knew forever you're all I'll ever need. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Thank you so much.
And nicely done. Yes, yes. Okay, so we're talking about Thanksgiving, which is either later in the year or last year, depending how you look at it. But at any rate, when the holidays come, people have a tendency to eat a little bit too much, and, well, your clothing shrinks. Well, at least mine does. And last year, it did. However, I said to Dawn, this year, I'm not going to gain all that weight. She said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going on a pre-diet. She says, what's a pre-diet? I said, a pre-diet, that's when you diet first, and then you eat like a pig afterwards. Well, that's what I did, and I actually did lose some weight. And then I realized I'd have to go and buy some new clothes. So I thought, when I get to the store, how will I know if the clothes will fit correctly? And Dawn said, my mother taught me an old tailor's trick. She said, what you do is you get yourself a piece of rope and you put it around your middle and you make a mark on it. When you get to the store, you take the trousers or whatever and you wrap the rope around, and you'll know whether the trousers will fit. Well, I don't know about such things, but it sounded right. So I got myself a piece of rope and I got in the car and off I went. When I got there, it didn't work out exactly the way I thought it might, and I thought you might be interested to see what happened when I got to the store with my little piece of rope. It's good and strong, and Dawn said, now put it around the back and bring it around the front, and then make a mark on it. So that's just what I'm going to do. Now, this is my least favorite part. Oh. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It feels worse than it looks. Don't try this at home. Be that as it may. Oh, right. I take a bow, but I'm afraid the top half will fall off. Well, you know, we had made arrangements to go out for Thanksgiving dinner last year, and a big restaurant, oh, beautiful place. So we're driving to the show, to the meal rather, and I noticed that we were going by the home of a young fellow who's a friend of ours. He's a bachelor, and he lives up on the 5th floor somewhere, and I said to her, you know what, I'll bet he's up there all by himself, and I'm going to run up and see if he'd like to go with us. So up I go up the 5 flights. You'd think I was hungry before. There's Alan sitting at the table. He's got a stack of pancakes, a knife and a fork, and he's meticulously cutting. I said, Alan, what are you doing? He said, well, I can't afford to go out to dinner, so I'm cutting out my pancakes in the shape of a turkey. I said, no, you're coming with us. Well, we go down, we get in the van, and we drive off to the restaurant. Oh, we get there, it smells so good, it's all decorated, people having a wonderful time. But I felt bad for the waiters and waitresses. People are yelling at them, where's my coffee? Where's my napkin? And they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Well, I made a big mistake, and I'll own up to it. At the end of the meal, I said to my waitress, dear, do you have a toothpick? And I assumed that, you know, she would hand me a box of toothpicks, much like the ones you probably have at home. Well, instead she brings out this gigantic box of toothpicks. And foolish me, I should have kept my mouth shut. She was in a bad mood. And I said to her, dear, I only need one toothpick. She says, you're lucky to get anything. Shut up and take it. Well, I said I made a big mistake. Let me show you what I mean. Oh, yes. Couldn't have got a senior center with a taller ceiling. I've never done this sideways before, but no, I told you it was a big mistake. Ooh. Yes. My mother would have taken one look at this and said, put that thing away, you're going to put somebody's eye out. Well, before somebody ends up owning my show, I will put this away, right over here. And, oh yeah, that was a big mistake. Now the next day, and this is the end of the story, I was down in the basement. I'm often in the basement, but that's another story. And I forgot that we went out to eat. So I yell upstairs, sweetheart, I sure would like a nice turkey sandwich. And she yells down, come up and wash your hands. It'll be ready in 2 minutes. So I'm coming up the stairs, and a little light goes off, and I say to myself, wait a minute. We went out for dinner. We don't have leftovers. I'll bet she's going to try to pull a fast one and slip a chicken sandwich by me. Well, sure enough, that's exactly what she did. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I thank you.
Oh, well, this next song is called Dinah.
No, we can't go to a diner. We're in the middle of a show.
Not that kind of a Dinah. It's Dinah, the name of a woman and the name of a song.
Oh, D-I-N-A-H.
That's right.
Ah, all right. I thought she wanted to go get a hot dog.
No. So here we go.
All right, Dinah, very good.
Dinah, is there anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there is, you know, show it to me. Dinah, if she wanted to China, but I'm wishing Lana just to be with Dinah, please. Dinah, is there anyone finer in the state of Carolina? If there isn't, you know her, show it to me. Dinah, with the Dixie eyes blazing, how I love to see her gazing in the eyes of Dinah Lee. Every night, why do I shake with pride? Because my Dinah might change her mind about me. Dinah, if she wanted to China, I wish Lana just to be with Dinah Lee.
Lucky. I'll pass the word around.
I've had good luck and bad luck, and no luck it's true, but I always get lucky with you.
Yes, I've always done all the time, every time.
I've been turned on and turned down when the balls close at 2, but I always get lucky with you. I keep 2 strikes against me most all of the time.
When it's down to just a phone call, I'm minus the dime. I've had good days and bad days, but when the day's through, I'll always get lucky with you. When 2 strikes against me most all of the time. When it's down to just a phone call, I'm minus the dime. There's been good days and bad days, but when the day's through, I always get lucky with you. I always get lucky with you. Thank you, George Jones. I'm sure George would thank you if he was here. Yeah, I think you would.
I think he's out playing golf with Fair and Young. Alrighty, this goes over here, like so. There. Now, we all have well, most of us do, a favorite song. Don has a favorite song. The cat has a favorite song, and I do as well. You may know my favorite song, you may not. It's a very pretty thing called Shangri-La. And I will oftentimes pester Dawn. I'll say, will you play Shangri-La for me on the keyboard? And she does. And when she does, I like to do something nice in return. So I get her a big bouquet of flowers, like the ones that I brought today. Oh, that's not so. It seems I remembered the part, but I forgot the flowers.
You did?
If you promise a woman flowers and you don't deliver.
That's for sure. Oh, look, one leaf, one little baby leaf.
Well, you know what, I'll tell you what, here's a thought.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a personal friend of the Leprechauns.
Yes.
So if you would play the tune, and if the lovely folks out here would picture in your mind, not a cheap empty pot like this, but a big expensive bouquet like I would have bought, why, I'll bet the Leprechauns would help me out of this fix. So would you do that? Would you play the tune?
Sure.
And would you picture a big bouquet in your mind? Would you do that? You would. All right, God bless you. Oh, quick question.
Yeah?
Did you feed the kitty this morning?
Whoops, no, I forgot. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Ah.
Now, when I say feed the kitty, I'm not talking about a poker game. But let's put her right up here so she can see everything.
Uh-huh.
And there you go. Is everything all right? Yes, maybe, no. Yeah. We're going to give her a light snack. Now, I'd feed her more, but I don't want to have an accident in the van on the way home. So I thought what I'll do is I'll give her a light snack. You'd like a light snack, wouldn't you?
She would.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
would.
she would.
Oh, see? That's right. Let's see, do I have a light? Oh, here's a light snack.
Yeah.
Oh, these are, yeah, you love those, don't you? What? Yeah, another one? You want another one? Okay. What's that? She says I should give one to the monkey.
Oh, that's a good
Now, I
idea.
know you had a peanut, but yes, you want another one. I know, now you want another. All right, here we go. There you go. You don't eat too many. What? Oh, she says I can have one. Hey, not bad. You know, I could eat quite a few of these, but my mother used to say, don't eat too many or they'll go right through you. And I put them in here, and they come out here, and I put it in there, comes out, right. All right, one more for you, that's good. Now, Mommy's gonna play the tune, so you just sit down here and enjoy, okay? Very good. They're speechless. Magic flowers. Thank you. Now, I did did promise you magic flowers, and here they are.
All right. Oh, they're so pretty.
She
Thank
enjoys
you,
these
dear.
magic flowers, and she seems to like them quite a bit.
And I bet they smell good.
Well, you know, I hope you like them, because, well,
Achoo! Uh-oh.
I get her magic flowers, and she's
I
allergic.
think I'm allergic. Well, thank you anyway. It's the thought that counts.
I thought she'd say that.
Let's do a little instrumental, The Days of Wine and Roses.
Very good.
Please.
All righty. You'll never get rid of us now. Yes, 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 yes. Sit
All
there,
right,
okay.
in honor of our Red Sox, and this being springtime, really summer, today's a nice summer day, we'd like to do something for, to do with the ball game, baseball.
Mhm.
And this is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And we'd like you to all sing along with it
We sure would.
when we do it. Meanwhile,
Just out of curiosity, anybody, was anybody in Little League? Well, I was in Little League, and I can prove it, because I still have my bat.
Did you? Good.
There's a reason it's called Little League. And I used to get up there, boy, and they would pitch that ball, and I was ready for them. I had an eagle eye,
One that's sitting
and that ball would come
let's do your right.
Well, I didn't say it was any good, I just said I was in Little League. When I was a little guy, my mother was very strict about certain things. She had a shillelagh that leaned against the refrigerator, and one of the things she always said to my brother, and both my brothers and I, was that men do not wear their hat in the house. Ladies can wear their hat indoors. Well, of course, if you've been around lately, you go to a restaurant or something, you go in and you'll notice that 90% of the fellas have on a hat, and there's not a woman in the place with a hat on. So things have gone completely around in a circle. But I suspect my mother would, forgive me this one time, because she was a big Red Sox fan. Speaking of which, I have a deal with the Red Sox management. I used to go to the games all the time at Fenway Park, and every time I went, the Sox would lose. The next day, I could be at home, and there could be a game on the TV. I'd turn it on, Sox would win. I'd go to the game, they lose. So what I did was I made a deal with the management. Once a month, they send me a check to not go to the game.
Me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. I'm in some peanuts and cracker jam. I don't care if I never get back, but it's good for the Red Sox. If they don't win, it's a shame, but it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game.
They hit that yellow. Don't slow enough. Oh, look at this. I got a bucket of ice.
Once again, take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd. I'm in some peanuts and cracker jam. I don't care if I never get back, but it's good for the Red Sox. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game.
Steve Wright. They sounded good.
They did.
They good. We should, you wanna come to the show tomorrow and we'll tell everybody we brought our own chorus.
Yeah.
It'll be a little crowded in the van. Picture those little cans with the sardines in them. You probably don't want to. Oh, I better take this off before my mother gets wind of this, and she'll be after me with the shillelagh. There we go. Put that right over there.
All right, you know, we haven't done anything for Mr. Monkey to dance to, and he's a dancing monkey. He's itching to try.
He's a dancing fool.
So we're going to do the beer barrel polka for him because he loves polkas.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
Beer barrel polka.
Beer barrel.
You remember that?
Roll out the barrel, we'll have the barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we got the blues on the run. Sing the barrel, sing out the sun.
dancing monkeys.
And thank you, Mr. Monkey. Hey, you're doing a good job.
It's over. No, you don't have, you can stop.
Oh.
No, you see, that we don't have to.
But he loves to dance. He
These
loves it.
union monkeys, they think the more they dance, the more we get paid. Come away from him now, he's not the big trouble. You come over there.
Well, I see that lunch is almost ready, so we're going to do one more song and one little bit more magic. The magic right now.
Yes, very good. Now, Dawn mentioned time, and just out of curiosity, if you had to guess, how many shows do you suppose that we do in a year's time? Somebody just yell something out.
10.
10, okay. Anybody, do I have another guess?
25.
25. 10 I have 25, 10 I have 25, will give me 35, 30.
35.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got confused. I thought it was auctioning off my equipment. Actually, what I really should have asked was, how long do you suppose we've been doing this? Anybody want to take a guess?
40 years.
40 years. There you go. You're only off by about 40. Yeah, we've been doing this for about 44 years. We were in nightclubs, restaurants, lounges, and so all over the place. At any rate, I think it was the second show we ever did. We were late by 15 minutes, and I was horrified. It's not, you know, it's just not the thing to do. So I said to Dawn, we can't ever be late again. And she said, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to buy an alarm clock. She said, those things are useless. All they do is go beep, 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 beep. And it sounds like the French fries are done at McDonald's. I said, no, no, no. We're going to get a real alarm clock, the kind you wind up, and it makes a hideous racket when it... So we drove around, and we looked, and at no small expense, we found this beauty. And we have been using this clock for all these years. Now, the good news is, we've never been late for a show again. The bad news is, every time this thing goes off, it gives me palpitations. The first time we used it, I was so frightened I threw a towel over it. And finally, the other day it struck me, why do I have to put up with this from an alarm clock when the leprechauns have taught me all this magic? So this morning at 5:30 when it started to ring, I was ready for it. And I want to show you what I did, so keep your eye on the clock. Oh, quiet. Noisy. Oh, I hate that noise. Say goodbye, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hi.
Where did it go?
Well, you'll be able to watch the rest.
Okay, now we'd like to end up with something I'm sure you'll all be familiar with.
Yes, this is God Bless America, and we'd like to have you sing it along. We're going to do it through twice.
We just happen to have a lovely flag right there.
Stand beside her and guide her through
Well, we'd like to thank you all very much for having us in. And as my good friend Ray Goulet said years ago, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And you've been so very nice to us today, and we could not thank you enough. God bless you, and thank you for having us in today.
Thank you.
Good night, thank you.